All right, welcome back to the second half of Mistborn Ashfallen, hour 3 and 4. I don't know that we talked during the break about what the new plan is, but let's check in with Odalise, Vice, and Valette and find out just what the hell is going on and how many more people Vice will murder.
Yeah.
Just remember, tonight's vote is which player did not let their dreams be dreams. I
I don't think it was a dream of Vice to
I
kill.
don't think anybody's pursued that at all so far, except Monsieur. So
Uh,
I might need to
So
add
maybe
him to the
Monsieur's gonna
vote.
get the vote.
I mean,
There's still 2 hours left.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, so yeah, Vice, yeah, so the two of them left and the door shut with Vice, and then are you gonna what happened?
Vice
he's
just
gonna
sort
make
of
this
like
is not what it looks like, Vice.
he pulls out and he's like, all right, our target is still alive, but
Somebody else is dead.
they they led me to the prisoners and I ooh, I killed someone.
Wasn't that our
Uh,
target?
No.
Was it some poor terrace woman? Some.
Yes.
uh,
I didn't intend for it to go that way. Yep. Definitely murder.
Valette reaches for the bottle of ice wine and pours another glass for Vice.
Yeah, he takes it, like handshaking, takes it.
And she sets it down. How? What? Why?
I tried to get information out of her. She wasn't cooperative, to say the least. She
Took her as a mercy.
well,
This was one of the prisoners, then, not.
yes, it was
Only
one
you
of the
got to bed.
prisoners.
That's a small relief, at least. Please, Vice, tell me where.
There's no relief in me being a murderer.
Like, and I think Odalise has like a small smile at that because that's not how she sees it.
I'm just like, she was an innocent woman, a contact of the terrorist resistance, and I murdered her.
I'm afraid that she was already going to be killed. If you could not get her out, then what you've done is a small favor.
Valette like looks up and down
Obligators were
Vice
not,
like,
happy with that, so they wanted more information out of her.
why is there so much blood on you?
Because before I murdered her, she may have attacked me with one of the spikes in her shoulders.
That is a bit gruesome.
Huh.
Yeah, he just sort of like takes off his like overcoat and he's like, so ball's in your court as far as the plan.
Are there like rags or anything, or like yeah, well, no, yeah, I'm gonna do it. There's like a little basket of like rags or like cloths or something, like over like in the corner or something for like cleaning up when you're done with the deed. And
Yeah.
Valette
Right.
goes over and like grabs one and like hands it to you
Yeah,
because there's still like that like streak of blood on your face.
yeah, and then like all over, like,
All right. Did you happen to see the person that we're actually supposed to meet?
no, but they're all in the same area. There were only 3 prisoners, and one of them's dead, so that kind of narrows it down.
Uh,
Well, I do not.
Huh.
It's too bad you had to kill her. If we could have killed them all at the same time and framed Chadwick for it. But now.
Well, will you say have to? I didn't have to.
But you did.
Yeah.
Right. So?
What's done is done. It does not matter anymore. Listen, we need to be able to get in there and find Elbit.
How many obligators were there?
One at the entrance and one near the cells. I would assume there are more there now that there's a dead prisoner to deal with.
True.
This is more complication.
Is Diedrich still in the room?
No. I left with Mons. Yeah.
All right. Is the mist cloak still here?
No, it's on the flat of my back.
Oh, all right. So he's just like, he stands up. He's like, "Where is Diedrich? He needs to execute his part of the plan now, before it's too late."
He left with his father, so he would.
I suppose.
I assume he got him out of the room so we could even have this talk.
I can be a distraction for Moser, but this is slightly distasteful what I may need to do, but not entirely without its own benefits. Now, tell me, if I leave the three of you to this plan, can you execute it? If I was to spend my time with Moser as a distraction, you will not need to come to me for advice again. I trust you, both of you.
So we get back into the dungeon and find our guy?
With all three of us, we should be able to do it, no problem. It's a one-man operation to begin with. 3 is overcompensating.
Okay.
Don't get caught. I'll send Diedrich back and make sure that Moser is occupied for a few hours.
Are you gonna be okay with this? So, and like she her like eyes like widen a little bit. It's like since we had that talk, like you're.
Yes. I can do what needs to be done. Hopefully it will not come to that, but
I don't think I should go down to the prisoner cells again. Perhaps I can keep watch. But you may need to have 2 people go down there to carry the prisoner back up.
Yeah. Okay.
Valette and Diedrich will make a good team. I'll send him back to you now, Valette. And
perhaps I can distract the obligators. They seem quite interested in events that I was a part of.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Maybe they'll want to debrief you or something and we can get past that or something. I don't know.
I think I can get you an hour.
Okay. Yeah, let's get Diedrich back and hop to it, I guess.
Okay. So I head out into the hallway.
Okay.
And obviously I'm not seeing them just standing there, so
I mean, we might have just been standing there with the obligator.
No.
The whole time.
You guys were in your own room.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess I go down to Molsier's room. That was where they're at. That's where I assume they went, and knock on the door.
Yeah, you hear a voice call out and say, "Yes, it's open."
I come inside, and there's like going like walking down the hall. I managed to work myself up into some tears. And yeah, don't give me that look.
Okay. I don't know where this is going, but
gotta do what you gotta do.
I feel like it's not going to end well for the M dog.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I could not. Well, I'm afraid that Vice was a little graphic in his descriptions, and I did not need that. Perhaps, and Didrik, you can go and comfort your wife.
Of course, I say, and I quickly leave.
And I like walk back over to where we'd been sitting and like.
You
Take-
close the door after Diedrich leaves.
Oh, definitely, yes,
Okay. All right. Interesting.
definitely.
All right.
And go back to where we were sitting and like slump into the chair and say, knowing what goes on here and hearing about it are two different things, I suppose. There was so much blood. And like, I think she
have
like.
you never
forced-
seen someone killed before?
I think she takes a shaky breath, and I was about to say she pours herself a drink, and so now she, there's a little bit more shaking in her hands as she starts to pour the drink, and she says, "You know that my husband has been dead for these last 6 months, but perhaps you did not realize he was murdered in front of me." And she starts sipping on her drink.
Yeah. I think this is time for him to make his move. Now that you're like opening up about this, I'm trying to figure out just how much of a shitlord he is. So, yeah.
You know, I would never get murdered in front of you. I'm not.
Oh
shit.
God.
No, but he is gonna. Yeah, so he's gonna make a charm roll to like seduce you out of this. I just want to figure out how he's going about it. So, yeah, I mean, you share the loss of a love spouse. So he's like, I know what it's like to have lost someone that greatly loved. Leaves a pain inside, but I know it's new to you. It's never going to fade, but I can show you how you can ignore it for a time. Or maybe he like stands up from his chair and moves into the seat next to you, and carries his bottle of wine over.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. I mean, does he have to make a roll here? Are you like, nope, this isn't gonna work on me? Or are you like, huh? So part of it is, how disgusted are you with this guy? I mean, he literally was like, yeah, terrorists are animals. Killing killing terrorist women is no big deal.
Yeah.
They must be
disgusted
properly
with him.
educated.
I'm pretty disgusted with him. Hmm. I think the purpose of a role would be whether he's successfully charmed her or if she's deceiving him, if she's
Okay.
going along with this for her own.
So I
own
think this is going to be a
plan.
swing in either direction for damage, to like willpower, because
Yeah.
if he's deceived, it's gonna be a hit. So on his end, he is rolling 5 charm dice.
I feel like either way, like she's willing to let him have what he wants, but it's whether she's doing it on her term or his, basically.
Okay.
Like she's made up her mind that she's gonna do what needs to be done here, and I guess it's a matter of whether or not he can successfully get her to open up that last little bit to really enjoy herself.
Okay. So it's against your spirit. Anything you want to throw in here?
So I need to roll spirit in this.
Yeah, it's against your like willpower.
Okay.
And you've definitely outlined that as, is he charming you or are you tricking him in that kind of way?
I think that definitely dilettante and pragmatic are coming into effect here.
Okay.
I don't think ambitious house really applies because there's not a lot. I'm using this as a distraction, but there's not a lot that I can gain from this to further my house, I don't think.
I mean, if you used ambitious house and you failed, that would be a signal to be like, oh, I guess maybe a union of houses would be a good idea because I'm so ambitious.
You know what? I'm willing to risk that. Just get the extra die.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just min-max your losses and gains.
Can I tap into zinc to get a boost with that as well?
I don't know if zinc works for spirit. I know it would work for like wits. There's not a lot that lets you boost spirit that you have access to.
Where is?
I mean, let's just roll 12 dice. Why not? Like,
because 10's the maximum.
oh, you can only get a maximum of 10 dice
Right.
in a roll?
Each extra die you have beyond that becomes a nudge, a free nudge.
Interesting.
That's how you start whooping ass, is when people with huge piles of dice roll against each other, and then they both end up with a shit ton of extra nudges, and they're like, I get a free extra action. And then everybody that has a free extra action just has their own, like, separate round after the round ends.
Yeah, that's pretty cray-cray. Okay, Fulcromancy, zinc. Let's see.
Shit! These dice are hot all night long!
Wits. Okay, you're right.
I'm so good at
no.
role-playing games. Right here.
Jeez.
AP Gaming Real, President of Role-Playing 2020.
What can
God.
men
Gaming
do
Real
against
Loads the
such
dice on Roll20.
loaded dice?
Am
Loaded
I the
virtual
Lex
dice.
Luthor of role-playing games?
Oh.
Like the good Lex Luthor, not the shitty one who somehow loses.
No. You're definitely the shitty Lex Luthor.
I'm the amazing
You're
Lex
shitty in
Luthor.
a whole different way.
Instead of being
Packing
like, hey,
quantum
listen, I got
bits,
this
yo.
cool
What the hell?
plot, I would just be like, listen, here's some kryptonite.
Yeah.
This is gun.
So you're right about tin or zinc. I can't use that in this particular situation, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna be rolling 6.
I mean, you have a reasonable chance of matching. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You definitely have a reasonable chance. You
And
have an
nudges.
extra nudge to win that out. So you are going to deal 1 point of willpower damage to him, and he totally believes you're into him.
Got it.
And you're
Awesome.
not. You're really not.
Really not. Like it's like one of those things where it's like, God, if you were just
Not a piece of shit.
a little bit less of a piece of shit. Like you've got these good parts to you. It good being relative here.
You've
He's
got
got-
these acceptable parts to you. You've got
There
these
you
parts
go.
to you that are not totally evil.
You've got these parts to you that line up with my worldview, and then the rest that are just your total dickwad.
But what if he's just broken and he needs you to fix him?
Oh,
Can't we have some sort of like
boo.
like 1800s era novel in the Midwest with Odalise and him like
This is
Beauty and
like-
the Beast style? You have to fix
This
him.
isn't like a teen novel where it's like I can fix him.
Yeah, I think she's a little bit
How can
past
shine change?
that.
I don't understand.
If by fix you mean murder, I mean, oh yeah,
I mean, that would be one way to fix the situation.
certainly
Yeah.
would be
It's
a way
simple.
to.
She's done it before.
sure-
She
yeah.
marries him, hires a Khandra. Khandra eats him, takes his place. Bada bing,
I'm
bada
pretty
boom. She's done it
sure-
before.
I have a feeling that the Conjure are not going to accept that deal this time. Like,
I mean, they're never going to give
I
you another
mean-
open-ended contract. By the way,
Mhm.
someone sent me a message. yes, it is possible if we do the Alloy of Law, I will ask Virgil if he wants to show up as Kinsey in the missing spot for whoever's gone.
Oh,
Since
That would be
Conrad don't
amazing.
die and live forever, he would technically still be alive.
holy shit!
That would be
Yes.
super sweet, and I would love that.
Well, we'll talk about it the first time it happens. Apparently, Wreckage is just like, we're always going to show up now. So,
Yep.
speaking
Perfect
of people who
attendance.
people who always show up, what's the Vice Villette Diedrich plan now that Molcier and Odalise are... You know what? We never saw the outcome of that. Let's talk about that real quick. He's trying to put the moves on you, and you pretend to be into it? Like, what level are we going for here? He's trying to be like, kiss, kiss. Oh, no, I stumbled over here, and no. Yeah, like that.
Yeah. I think this is where she she does that thing that happens in like stupid drama movies where, you know, he comes over and sits next to her and she looks up to him with the tears in her eyes, and she actually makes the first move. Like one of those like where they do the hug and then she looks up and is like, "Oh, I just can't help myself. I have to kiss you." Oh. But it's totally fake.
I mean, I've never seen this movie before, and I guess I don't
Really?
want to.
Yeah. It's one of those things that totally happens.
Okay, let's cut to the Vice Villette Diedrich hour. What's the plan here?
VVD.
DVD.
All right, so I come in after Odalise starts distracting my father. And do we just want to sort of skip over and be like, yeah, we're
Yeah, I
doing
mean,
the
you
thing.
have the mist cloak. It's just like we're going,
Yeah.
we're doing the plan.
Yeah, I think we just cut like the three of us are moving down. The three of us are moving down the hall.
No,
Okay.
no, not quite that.
Not that? Okay, you tell me.
Yeah. So in the room, Vice. I know you've just had a thing. I guess I don't know the details. I had to leave, but do you think you could try again with the obligators? Tell them you're ready for the actual reason you're here, and at least distract one of them in the process. One less pair of eyes on the hallway.
I could try, but they don't like me. I can tell you that they are not fond of me in the slightest.
Well, it's better than them spotting us.
That's true. I'll give it a go.
Okay, so the first part of the plan is Vice walking into his sexy time meeting.
Yeah, just
We'll find
had-
the obligator
he-
near the.
he had
prison
an
thing.
obligator handler during the whole thing. So let's
Right.
just assume that first of all he gives us like a full debrief, so we get all the information
Yeah.
that he
Yep.
saw.
Okay.
And
Full
Diedrich points out you had an obligator handler the whole time, which means if you go back and do that, you are pulling at least one obligator, if not two, off of just looking around. So that would be extremely beneficial.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't like having to deal with the obligators again. I don't like the way they do their business.
Yeah, well,
Villette, have you settled on an emotion that you think would best create a distraction in the minds?
do we want them to not pay attention to us? Do we want them to pay attention to something else?
We don't
I
want
could
to
do
get,
boredom. I could do.
yes, we don't want to get caught. So them being bored so that they're not looking around, I guess, is one way of doing it. I leave the ball in your court to decide in what way you want to clear the way to the dungeon.
Mhm.
Boredom perhaps would be if we can do the entire thing clandestinely, boredom perhaps would even give us time to leave before they discover what we've done. If they are particularly
When I do it, it lasts for a while. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Tell me when you're ready, and I will smoke screen you. They're obligators. They're going to have someone who can use
Sure.
brass.
okay. Vice, I guess.
I think you mean bronze.
Bronze, whatever. Sorry, I don't.
And I
We'll
want to
see.
point out, you're worried about that now after Vice has been using tin all night.
Yeah, but there's nothing inherently.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
I mean-
no, we're good.
The fact that I'm a Tin Eye isn't public knowledge.
Sure. So now they know, maybe, but they certainly don't think, oh, well, obviously he's up to no good because he's burning tin.
They might think the murder would be up to no good.
Okay, so Vice, when you come out of the room, your two obligator functionaries are there waiting for you. Man has seemingly reappeared, and is immediately like, Lord Vice, are you sure that we can't get you a change of clothing?
He's like,
Whatever distracts them the longest.
you know what? Actually, now that I've had a moment to decompress, a change of clothing would be wonderful.
Excellent.
see
Come with
all of your
me.
clothing.
We'll see to everything that you need. Get you some functionary robes. We'll have a bedroom set aside, and the young woman you selected her.
He's like, he puts his hands up and he's like, oh, that's good. I need something to relieve me after. It's been a stressful night, as you probably well know.
So he looks at the other obligator, and she looks back at him, and he just like nods at her, and turns toward Vice and is just like, "Yes, very stressful, I'm sure. Come with me, and let's see what we can do about relieving that stress, young man."
Yeah.
Yeah, and he like leads you back to the gigantic intersection, and you take a right turn towards like ore processing rather than going straight towards torture chamber mining area.
All right, so we were probably listening at the door, basically.
Yeah, the
or
female
to the best of
obligator
our
is
ability.
still like standing out in the hallway waiting. Like,
All right, so now would be the time to like make everybody bored to hopefully make her go away.
Yeah.
To see.
interesting scene to anyone that read like chapter 1 of the first book.
It's been a while.
Yeah, what is chapter 1 of the very first book is when they are on the plantation for the first time, and
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong chapter. The one, you know what? The whole entry Vin story. I
Yeah,
just wanna
the
throw
one
that
where
out.
they talk about how to distract an obligator in detail.
oh, they
Because
talk about
Kelsier
how to,
just does that.
do they actually? No.
I'm just gonna
Talks
check
about
something
the
on my phone
technique
real
he
quick.
uses. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Definitely not related.
Oh, they say
Mhm.
don't pull on the emotions of obligators because they know when they're being
They have
affected. That's right.
emotional training. But yeah, fortunately, while that might be true, it isn't mechanically done. She'll certainly get a circumstance die for it to resist
But if
this.
you succeed, you still succeed. Is
To
the
some-
thing.
Yep.
So
They'll probably just
I
up the difficulty.
burn copper.
Okay.
And I say, pick just a bunch of people and make them bored. Whoever you can reach out and.
So
actually
what is your
get.
copper rating?
All of my
copper.
medals are 4.
Well, it's
Um,
all at 4. Okay, I don't know if you've like, spent advancements.
I haven't had. Yeah, I haven't had
time
the
to spend a
chance.
commencement in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. So yeah, as a Mistborn, all of my medals will be at a rating of 4.
Okay, so let me check something real quick. Yep. Okay. No big deal. No problem.
I mean, surely she's not burning that thing that lets her totally destroy. She's not an Inquisitor. Yeah.
I mean, she's definitely not an Inquisitor. She's about
She's
3
not,
feet
but the one
shorter
hidden
than
behind the
normal
painting
Inquisitor.
is.
The one hidden behind the painting.
Yeah. You feel perfectly safe right now, Diedrich, burning copper. Valette, your plan is to emotionally manipulate her by making her super
Yeah, I'm gonna
bored?
reach out. So I have the effect crowds. So I'm gonna take. Well, I guess.
I mean, do
How
I
many
not
people
get
are-
a copper roll? It's just a rating thing.
It's a rating thing. Like, it automatically blankets it. So in order to penetrate it, someone has to be using bronze, have a rating higher than 2, and make a 5 on a roll. I just want
Which-
to direct your attention in chat to rolling 7 dice and getting a pair of 5s.
Oh,
So someone's.
I
gonna-
saw that.
loaded
Mm.
dice.
Mm.
Yeah, so we know that someone knows.
7 dice.
Our characters are like, no, everything's fine. Let's do this thing. So I reach out. Yeah, I start burning zinc. And then like I reach out. Is she the only obligator person within 10 paces?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, if you're trying to affect emotions, the only people you're going to hit here are Molcier, Odalise, and the Obligator.
Okay.
And Dietrich.
So it's really you just have to target her.
I'll bore everyone. Ha ha ha.
Odalise and Mulsera getting it on, and both of them are really bored.
Whatever. All right, so I like kind of I reach out with my mental mind powers, like, oh, okay, she's the only one that's not one of us. I will just target her for now. So I'm
Okay.
hitting her with all 5. Now that we're actually moving on with the plan, I would like to call Power Hungry into play.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
And yep, I think that's it.
More dice. Find
Okay.
more dice. You'll need them.
You're rolling against...
I have night terrors, so
Find them. Find them.
Shit.
I don't care how.
I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna use it against you because you're not rolling against.
right.
Sorry, bud. Yeah. You can roll against the difficulty 3.
Surely breaking and entering specialist applies here a little bit. Huh?
You're not physically breaking or entering in
yeah.
anything, but I'll allow
Okay.
for it. Sure.
All right.
You're technically already inside, but yeah, I guess.
I mean, I was
that would be
I
an
didn't- I didn't-
extremely limited way of looking at it. Yes, breaking and entering definitely applies here.
Okay, I'll take the die. Okay, yeah, I think 7 should be okay. I say that and get nothing.
Don't jinx it that way.
You can't literally
Yeah,
get
you got
nothing
threes.
unless it's all 6s.
You're good.
Well, yeah, so
You're good.
I got it.
So, maybe you like open the door to see what you've done, and
Yeah.
she just kind of sighs. And for the first time, we see her take more motion than she needs to do anything, as she like shuffles one foot slightly.
I mean, we
Cool.
have time. Vice is going to take some amount of time, so we can
Okay.
see if there's we can try and do more here. There's room to
Yep.
continue.
Okay,
So,
so she is
if you want
bored.
to, you can go into an extended contest where you try to break down her willpower enough that
Yeah, if I want to
eventually
flare
she
it.
leaves. No, I mean, I think that it's just a thing you can do with zinc, where you can emotional allomancy. Yep, page 228. Emotional allomancy. Oh yes, you do have to flare it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then flaring also basically is immediately
She
tells
would know
them that
something's
it's me doing
happening, but
it.
you could just she'd be like, someone's using something on me. But eventually you might be able to make her like go away if you wanted to. Otherwise, she's just bored but standing here.
Mhm.
So what's the new plan?
All right, so I guess I look at Diedrich and just nod, like,
So here's my thought. She's bored standing here, so she'll probably welcome an excuse to go do something else. So Arthur, as far as obligator handlers in this place when we're staying here and having a good time, what are the sort of things that I could open my door and ask them to go get me?
Wine, easily. Like food,
oh yeah, that's a good idea.
towels, blankets, pillows.
So I'm going to open the door and, beg your pardon, miss, or whatever the proper
Obligator.
Beg your pardon, Obligator.
That would be like, "Hello, Mr. Priest," and the priest would be like, "It's just priest."
Hello,
Father.
fellow humans.
I am a humansman's. I have the skin. It's getting quite late. I'm sure you know Vise is having quite a time. We're getting a bit peckish. We have some things that we could use if you don't mind. And then I just give her like a list that will keep her
Huge-
occupied.
A really
Like,
huge, complicated list of food.
Drink, another pair of sheets, like with the presumption that we've like another pair of
Soiled
linen.
them.
Like I'm just trying to make the list as plausibly long as possible of the things I could
mean,
ask for.
You
Okay,
do have
yeah.
a thing of towels that are bloody now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
true.
like I even like that's part of it. Like we need more towels because of the cleanup and etc.
Yeah, she pieces out to go get you all that stuff.
And then when I see that she's like turned a corner, so she's out of the main hallway, that's when we go.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
you make it down the hallway to the mining section.
Yeah.
Completely
I
unopposed.
clicked the left thumbstick, so now I'm sneaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no shadows here. You're completely in
Damn
the
it.
open, and there's no cover because it's a giant, empty, open hallway.
Damn it! So the
yeah, but I've got
eyeballs.
100 sneak. So I'm still smoking, burning copper. We're gonna head
This is Skyrim.
towards-
Like from 50 feet away, someone will just be like, "There's obviously a guy crouching." Right
You just walk
there."
up, stab him, run away.
I can literally see you.
I'll just coin shot the obligator, right, and then go back into sneak.
You
And
shoot
then
an
must have been the
arrow.
wind.
It'll
What
be
was
his
that?
imagination.
Must have been
Must
the
have been
wind.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go down to where. I guess we carefully go down to where.
Yeah, I mean, you
Dietrich
find the
Saw Vice.
doors. All three
Sure.
of them are locked, and there's like no viewing ports or anything. They're just like locked iron doors.
Yeah.
Okay. So are these? Did we have to go into a dungeon and then we found these doors? Or are these
Nope,
just three
they're
doors? that are-
along the hallway to the mining
Oh,
area.
okay. Can I?
No,
Just
sure. You
reach
said
out?
that he had to turn down into the dungeon before.
Can I just?
Um,
can I reach
and
out
we
with,
lost
with
view-
my
I
thing
lost
and
view
just
of them
see
when
if,
I was-
You
Which
lost
one
view
has
of them
light
because
then?
they disappeared in the distance. You know,
Okay.
railroad tie into the distance style.
All right, so even the dungeon stuff is in the main hallway. Is the point?
Yes.
All right.
Can I just like do like a ping with my mental thing and just see like because like I'm not like
You
'cause
can't
I can reach
detect
out.
people. You push out, but you can't like bring back. You could affect other people's emotions, but you wouldn't know what those emotions are or where those people are.
Right. I'm what I want to do with it is basically I want to see like okay this room's empty but these two rooms have people in them.
That's not something you can do with Think. You can't
Oh, okay.
detect people to that
Right.
extent.
Okay.
I will put my ear up to the door, and burn tin again, and I'm listening for like groaning in the three doors to see which one is now empty.
I mean, Vice told you the first door was.
Oh, he did say like this is the one that I killed a person in. So
Yep.
in that case,
Yeah,
I'm
because
looking
I
at
like
the other-
went there. I would give you guys directions. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
just
you
be
mentioned that you were. you
Sure.
were-
Yeah, I guess if he goes to the second one, I'll go to the third one. Obviously, he can hear more, but
Okay.
I will listen for male groaning because we know we're after a male. So if I hear female groaning, that would eliminate another door.
Yeah. It's the third door. It has like a man breathing heavily, like.
okay. All right. Do you mention that?
Yeah, I'll say this, he's in there.
Okay.
Um,
Like reach into my sleeve and pull out my lockpicks and just start doing something.
Good thing you actually have lockpicks.
I do. They're on my character sheet as a prop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's a tool that's going to let you do this. I think it's going to be a physique roll to open the door, or maybe wits. I'll accept either.
Okay, they're the same for me. So I'll just we'll.
Okay. Yeah, you're
Either way.
rolling against difficulty 2. Any traits
Obviously,
you wanna
being
call
a
on?
specialist,
Okay.
finally get to use that one. That was pretty handily. Pretty
power
these last
hungry
ones.
can play into here. Intense.
I would say
I don't know.
I would say
Mm,
I guess my argument for power hungry is that we're actively pursuing the mission goal. So power hungry.
opening a door does not make you power hungry. You're
opening
not
a door
like,
to find
yes, once this door is open, ultimate power would be mine. Diedrich,
exactly
you'll never
what's
stop me
happening,
now.
Once this door is
Joke.
open, I get to kill a man.
But opening a door would be completing one of our
Yeah, you
objectives,
get to
which is locating Earl.
rescue him.
I'm sorry, you're not. I mean,
Oh, Vice.
locating Earlbrit doesn't make you more powerful. I mean, maybe with an advancement it would, but that's not something you as a character would know. Power hungry is not going to work.
Yeah, okay. I think there are some. Yeah, I think just B&E specialist then. Okie dokie.
I'm
Nice.
seeing paired fives at least. Yep, trip fives. Okay,
Ah.
yeah. The door easily slides open. Like, you do it super fast. You're just like, boop.
I push her
and
right in and close the door again because we need to like not be seen, right? So
Whoa.
and we we close the door quietly and we turn around and we look upon the target of our mission. What was his name again?
Earlbit.
I don't know. What is his
Earlbit.
name for like the 15th time tonight?
Earl.
Yeah.
Bit.
So,
Yeah.
inside the room is a naked terraceman with numerous, like, obvious, huge gaping cuts on both of his legs, from knee to, like, ankle area. Looks like he's just been, like, bled out into the floor. He's got a similar set of cuts from his shoulder to his elbow on both sides of his arms. And there's numerous spikes around the room. It looks like most prominently there's an enormous gold spike laying on a nearby table.
Nifty. Is he conscious?
Yeah, to some extent. He sees you come in, but he's just like, he's looking anywhere else. He seems pretty out of it right now.
I just go up to him and I say, "Are you Earlbit?"
I'm not telling you anything.
Kill him. Save the time.
We are here from the terrorist resistance. I just need to know if you are Earlbit.
What's a nobleman working for the resistance? Trick.
It's just asking for your name, sir. I'm here to put you out of your misery. But I need to know that you're the man that we're looking for.
Okay. Yeah. Make a wits v wits roll. No, it's
Sure.
wits v willpower. Wits v spirit.
Sure.
And his spirit is currently only a 2. Get tortured out of him.
Well, then.
Could I riot him first?
Who are you riding?
Earl Bit.
Yeah. What are your? I mean, what's the emotion you're attempting to riot? And to what-
Desperation.
Compliancy.
Yeah.
Compliance. Okay.
It-
I
yes.
mean, like, that's a difficulty 5. It's completely
Oh, shit,
non-existence in him right now.
That's true. That'd be bad.
I mean, go ahead and roll, but
I would say riot desperation, like to be put out of his misery.
That's a good one.
all right. Difficulty 2.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to be able to call on any
Yeah.
any
I
traits
wasn't
on this
gonna-
one.
With a nudge.
Yeah. So you
Could
definitely
I spend the nudge to say that it's like the obligator is it's taking a little bit longer to find the food?
No,
Is that a thing?
okay. You don't need to spend the nudge to do that because it is going to take her a while to do what she's
Fucking
doing.
forever, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, nudges. Nudges and complications. They're always like the
I mean, you can use it to make this go very quickly, like instant, like
Yeah, sure.
boom,
Yeah, let's do that.
rather than like building up to it. Because you guys do need to move quickly, just in case anyone walks by ever.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you for
Yeah. So he like starts sweating a little bit and looks wildly around the room like, my name's Earlbrit. You want?
We were here to make sure you didn't talk.
To rescue you.
We
You have
can't
to get
rescue
you have
you.
to get me out of here. I have something
There's-
I need to report to Fedson. It's very important.
We can pass it along, but there's no way we can get you out
I
of your
don't
condition.
trust 2 nobles to pass this along.
That's
It's called
totally
the terrorist
fine.
What about
resistance.
3? No.
That's totally understandable. But there's no way we can get you out of here in your condition. We were hoping to rescue you, but this is not an option.
You're not even going to try, are you?
The hallway is too
It's gonna
long.
be
The
hard
door
enough
is
to get-
too thick.
It's gonna be hard enough to get us out. It's gonna be impossible to get out dragging.
Arthur, I just want to
something.
confirm something. Like, while we're in the mind, the door isn't open either. It's only open when we're coming and going, right?
Yeah.
So literally, we would have to open that door to rescue him somehow.
Yes.
And-
but as a Mistborn, you could just like push the door open or punch
wouldn't
it
actually
open.
It's made of
easy.
metal.
It's a giant steel door.
Yeah,
I mean,
so that's
well,
Well, you
That
you
still
you
sounds like
you
an
push
option.
it and just go
Way
flying backward.
yeah,
I mean, if he like wedged himself in a doorway,
it's true. You could push
is that
against a wall. And
it
then
would
the
not be
wall-
impossible for you to open the door on the way out. I mean, what he's asking for is extremely risky, both in the fact that it will be difficult to accomplish, and if you're caught, you'll probably be tortured and killed. So the question is, Valette, Diedrich,
even if
just how
so this is what-
expedient are you with someone's life?
so this is what I say afterwards. Even if we got you out of the mine, we couldn't bring you anywhere. You couldn't get anywhere on your own. You would die out in the snow.
All you have to do is get me to the leader of the terrorist resistance, and I'll be fine.
which is our
I don't
mission
even know
anyway.
where that is.
Yeah.
Where is the leader of the terrorist resistance?
He's just like,
You're not gonna tell. Yeah, you're not gonna tell me exactly. So I cannot do this. I want to, sir, but I can't. You're not giving me the option. So you have confirmed your identity, and the only thing I can offer you is mercy.
and do it.
I say, Valette, look away.
Valette, do you look away?
Nope.
I look like, please look away.
It's like, but wait. I say, please.
She
Girl
crosses her.
plus, please.
Just do it already.
So he will take I don't know, one of the spikes off of a table and just effing kill this dude with it.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
What? You know what? Go ahead and make a spirit roll. I'm curious.
Sure. Sorry, that was the wrong number. Let's try that again. 2 3s and a nudge.
Oh Jesus, yeah. You like
Nice.
pick up the gold spike and stab him through his heart, and he's just instantly like, I'm dead. Yeah, and that spike is just covered in blood right now. Super covered in blood.
The thing is, I know out of character what you've done there.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm sure you do.
But in character,
Uh-huh.
in character, Diedrich has no justification for taking the gold spike with him. So we've
Diedrich, you know what would be super cool? Is if you took that gold spike and then stabbed it into you.
like a memento for that time you killed that guy.
I
I
mean,
just have
this
this
thing,
random
this thing
idea
is
of how cool
Inquisitor
that would
size
be.
enormous. It's like a 1.5 feet long with like a 6-inch cross section.
Shit.
So this is what I want to do is quickly look around the room. There are other spikes, right?
Yeah.
Are there any that are like on a rack or like
Yeah.
fixed to something and not just laying around?
Yeah, there are like several iron and steel spikes all along the edge. It looks
take-
like towards the end there might even be a very tiny adium spike.
That's adium. It doesn't even matter what it is. Let's take it. Oh God. I super take the adium. Like it doesn't matter that it's a hemalurgy thing. Like it's adium. I'll chip it up for God's sakes.
Why are you taking that?
It's
I want to point out, as soon as you take a rest, this thing is going to be lost.
Yeah. Well, so we'll
Okay.
just have it until then.
Okay, all right. You steal the
Just
adium
swallow the
spike.
whole spike. It'll be fine.
Um,
No, I mean, like, he ships it up,
What?
puts it in his Mistborn files, obviously. It doesn't
Nope.
just vanish.
That's not how this works.
Anyway, I pocket it, but here's what I'm really doing. One of the ones that's on a rack or fixed, I reach behind me, take out the Mistborn cloak, and I'm going to jimmy it so that, like, a bit of Mistborn cloak caught on this spike and is, like, ripped off in here.
Okay. You know, the convenient letter left behind, the uniform shred that shows the country, that
The
was...
letter in the pocket of every
No,
single mercenary.
it doesn't have... It doesn't...
Remember,
it's not-
burn this after reading, but make sure to kill the Dragonborn. P.S. My name is
Your
Eldrick,
target
King
is
of
X.
Britain. And
Yeah.
you can find me in my throne room between 5 and 8 on most weekdays.
I did this, signed Dietrich's brother.
I did this. I'm a big jerk. Signed.
Please come arrest
Diedrich is
me.
I
so
mean,
much
here's the
cooler
thing.
than I am.
Taking the Adium with you definitely makes it look like a Mistborn did this, because
yeah.
only someone sickly fascinated with Adium would
Yeah,
dare
yeah.
steal Adium.
I mean, we do know, right? Like, not being Mistborn, we do know that Adium is a
Valuable.
greater form of valuable currency than Boxing's.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
So anyway.
it's not like you can just walk down the street and be like, "Dear sir, perhaps you would
Yeah.
like to buy this tiny
What?
Inquisition registered spike from me."
Look,
you
you're
can
all
see
making
Your
a
it."
joke.
finest ATM.
You are all making a joke, but remember that Diedrich is in fact a Mistborn,
I know.
and you're still in the middle of a mission. So if something went down, he would be scraping off a flake of that Adium spike in a heartbeat.
I know.
And so it's totally reasonable
Yeah,
to
yeah.
steal it, even if it
I'm not
disappears.
saying
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
reasonable. Yeah.
Anyway.
Mark down that you have one ATM spike.
It is marked,
Absolutely.
sir. And I leave a scrap of the cloak, which also, like, if they were to, we suspect Diedrich, we're going to have to check his cloak. His cloak would be missing the strip, is the point. It's all very cyclical. It might come together, it might not. So I leave that, and we go, and I ask, like, I'm also burning tin to, like, look around as we open the door and, like, hear if anybody's coming. And I'm going to want Valette to relock the door, if she can, with the lock.
Okay.
Is
All
that
right.
something I can?
Yes.
Cool.
No roll needed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We
So yeah,
rush
we step
the
out.
room.
I crouch down and. Okay, we're good.
And I rush back to the room.
Yeah, as you guys are rushing back, the camera cuts back into the room where the guy with the gold spike through his heart, there's like no blood gushing out of the wound. It just is on like the back end of the spike where it's been stabbed through. Maybe like briefly for a moment he like convulses and is like "Ah!" and then stops moving again.
How to make an inquisitor?
Do you
I
want to
would
be
have
an
said that I-
inquisitor?
I would have said that I pulled the gold spike back out, but I won't remove. I won't.
I
take
mean,
that.
so here's the thing. If you pull the spike out, there's a fairly good chance there's an enormous gush of blood that just immediately erupts on you.
That's true.
That's going to be
which is I'm-
somewhat hard to explain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
You're like, but wait, I use steel allomancy to deflect the iron in the blood.
No, not quite. Maybe pewter reflexes, but I won't. I won't go back that far.
Yeah.
I'll
But yeah.
let you have your scene.
The two of us like just move down like, to try and get back.
Yeah, you get back, no problem.
Okay. Cool.
Speaking of people who have problems, Vice, after you're like cleaned up out of a shower, they like frog march you to a room where a very attractive young terrace woman is waiting for you in, let's call it a pleasure chamber.
Why not?
I don't know.
Okay.
I always like imagined, because I played Final Fantasy VII when I was a kid, that it's like Don Cornello's mansion with like a giant fucking fluffy bed and there's probably it's like heart shaped or something. I don't know.
There's
Pink
like
sheets.
stuffed animals on it or whatever.
Yeah.
So was the person actually a man?
There's like a little Lord Ruler doll and like
Yeah, that's the question: is who's cross-dressing in this Cornell scenario?
so yeah. But I mean, they lead you into here what is the plan moving forward? The obligator who's been following you around is like, well, I hope you enjoy your time, Lord Martell. I'll be waiting out here when you're done.
Yeah, it's just
And then
like,
he like winks at you like, when you leave with your young woman to go back to the real world.
right, with the super obvious wink. The super obvious wink that is super obvious that he is being not truthful in anything he's saying. He gives me that wink.
It's even better because as an obligator, his like eyebrows are removed, got like a facial tattoo over it.
So he's like,
Yeah, it's like really weird to wink.
yeah. Alright. So what's the terrorist woman doing?
She's like sitting on the bed with her legs crossed, just looking at you like, hi.
This is like, hi.
I'm sorry I'm not your first choice, but
It's like, he's just like, the choices don't matter. I was just trying to keep the obligator busy.
oh. Well, I'm glad you chose me.
Okay, I'm like,
Oh,
just
geez.
sort of
Oh,
like,
gosh.
I look at her, I'm like, well, I mean, you have a name, right? What's your name?
Yeah.
Oh, don't learn her name. It's like a pet.
My name is
don't-
Kylie.
Oh.
Once you
Don't
name
get
it, you
into-
start getting attached to it.
Don't get it into a debate. You don't have much willpower left.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's like, all right, tell me how you wound up here.
I mean, is that really something you want to hear about?
I like to hear people's stories.
Maybe after?
Maybe after. Yep. Maybe after.
All right.
Maybe after.
So, I mean, she's definitely going to make a seduction roll on you because she wants to get this sealed before you run out of the room because you look pretty nervous. And if you leave, she has to go back and work in the mines rather than live a wonderful life of freedom. Man, it's keep getting more and more awkward. How
Gosh.
far can we push you into murdering people all night long? Okay, so her charm is 3. She doesn't have any trades she can throw in here. What's your spirit, Vice?
It's 3.
All right, so let's roll. And this is definitely an attack on. Oh my god!
Oh
What
my!
the-
Your
what the
dice
what?
are so loaded. Get right out of here.
3
Alright.
5s on 3 dice. I'm pretty sure that Arthur took that sort of deal with Roll20 that he's had just so
Yeah, and
he
he's
could
like, hey, if you could just
program his
like
dice.
wait the 5 of my like
He's
dice.
well, it's quantum powered now, so he's like taking the light and changing it and then sending it through. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it.
It's called magic.
Freaking wizard.
Ah, you see, I'm actually using my chromium ferrochemy to alter the luck in the area. Yeah, you're like, what the fuck is chromium? And I'm like, just wait till we talk about duraluminum, son.
I mean, luck powers sound way cooler than duraluminum, whatever duraluminum does.
Oh, shit. Duraluminum
Duraluminum sounds
compounding
like
is so good.
duraluminum sounds like if aluminum had
It was more durable.
Duralumin's pretty
It's like
cool.
duraluminum.
I
Well,
mean,
that-
you guys know what duraluminum does from the allomancy side, but you haven't
Right.
seen duraluminum ferrochemy, which means you don't
Right.
know the true power of the Force. Yeah, you're gonna take another hit to willpower. Does that
Oh
drop
my
you
God,
from
Vice.
3 to 2?
Yes.
All right, I need to
Vice is a
go
broken
read
man after this
words and see if it's half
Oh my
rounded
God.
up or half rounded down for burdens. Because you might take yet another burden from this.
I don't even care. I don't even care.
You're like,
I'll
I
roll
don't
a new
even care
character.
anymore.
Try
I
me.
don't know if a new character. I don't even
I
care.
don't
If an attack
I don't even care.
defeats
I'll murder 5.
half the target's quarter resistance rounded up, right? So I think that'll do it, right? You have 3, and it hits you for 1. That's a quarter. Is that a half?
No, it's a third.
Right, but it's rounded up.
Right, but it's rounded up by quarters, right? So it doesn't actually get to the. So if it's
No, it's not rounded up by
33%.
quarters. It's literally rounded up by the number.
Okay, so I don't
So
know.
the half is round.
I think
So
it's half.
It would have had to have been 2.
Okay, all right. So he takes another serious.
God.
The serious burden has to be crushing guilt.
I mean, wow, you're so close to like losing it here. Amazing.
You got to take your problems in stride, like Valette's doing, man.
Oh Jesus. Yep. Nope.
You have so many problems.
You have a new uncommon phobia, Lies. You have a fear of terrace people. Oh nope, sorry, that's actually a common phobia. Shit. Yeah, it literally is called out as being a common phobia. Dramatic outburst. Boom. Let's go with it. You're so emotionally withdrawn and confident, and then when someone confronts you, you're like, "What? What now? What? I'm mad dogging you."
What?
So yeah, I'm curious as to what kind of dramatic outbursts you have immediately as soon as she like starts putting the moves on you, and it works. Oh, we're sci-fi-less.
Oh no!
We'll be back. We'll cut back to the scene in a moment. Let's talk about what's happening with Valette and Diedrich.
We made it back to the room.
Yeah.
We're safe. And, okay, we hide the things and we wait for our obligator to return. And I exhale.
We did it.
I mean, we're not out yet. When Vice gets back, we have to make up some sort of excuse that he's been completely exasperated. We have to cut this journey short. We need to be leaving when they find what's happened.
Yeah. Right.
But that's the next thing, and you'll be
Right.
able to help with that. So for now, let's just enjoy the dinner that's coming to us.
Yeah.
And also, nobody panic. There's no reason to panic. Everything's fine.
I wasn't panicking.
I know you weren't panicking, but don't panic whatever you do.
I wasn't going to.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Diedrich like eats an apple.
We literally can't do wreckage cosplaying eating an apple on stream. It's disgusting and people hate the noise that you make. You actually frightened my cat.
What are you doing piping the sound of our game into your house? That's on you.
I think.
Yeah, it's weird that I would use my big screen TV to watch a game. So strange.
I mean, obviously it's not a problem, but I would have thought, like the noise would come back into the mic. I don't know.
No,
That's
I
why you got a
mean,
headset.
I watch it afterwards to make sure I've got the notes right.
Oh, so then your cat freaks out. That
Yep.
makes sense. Well, fuck
I
your
think.
cat.
While we're like, we kind of like, yeah, okay.
So
Why-
we
Why did you want me to look
Diedrich is-
away?
I was going to do a little bit more to the body
What
To-
a fucking
to-
monster.
to pile on the ruse, and I just didn't have the heart to do it with you watching. There wasn't time to talk about it.
I can take it.
She's like, yeah, I'm into that, man.
It's not so much whether or not you can take it. I didn't have the heart to be seen doing it.
So, you just didn't, or you didn't want to do what you had to do, or what?
It's done. We've laid plenty of clues. It was just a thought. And frankly, I'm glad I didn't do it.
Okay. Sure. What food they're bringing?
Yeah, let's cut back to Vice. So here's the deal, Vice. You have a new serious burden called dramatic outbursts.
Oh man.
So, you're definitely charmed by this young woman. What's that like for you? Do you dramatically outburst as she's like moving over towards you?
Nice.
Cypher?
Are you muted? Or
This is muted.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, what was that?
Yeah, a dramatic outburst.
You have a dramatic outburst interface because
have
of all the emotions that you
so-
are feeling in your emotions.
So many different burdens right now, and at some point I'm just going to start calling on all of them to get giant piles of dice.
So many burdens.
Yeah, I guess I just go for it.
Okay.
Into what she wants.
Yeah, all right. How graphic is this
It's
scene? Like, do we just do some smooth
It's
jazz playing as we cut to
time.
black?
Well, it's less of a graphic, like, detailed romance and more like a jump and then a cut to black.
Oh, are you sure we can't do some, like, 50 Shades of Grey shit where you're like, take off your clothes? Or something creepy like that.
Standing on your hands in the corner.
Not that
What
creepy.
the fuck? God, I'm afraid to ask if that's actually a thing. Please,
I don't
God,
know.
do not tell me. I'm good with not knowing. Can the next scene just be like everybody meeting up on the way out of the facility, or is there anything else
Yep.
we need to do while we're here?
Well, so just if you're willing to brush over it, we are going to try and play up the like, and Vise is now dog tired. We just want to go. Like, so if
Yeah,
that
I
just
mean,
sort of
there's no
flies-
reason to play that up.
Probably is.
It's kind of expected that
Yeah.
if you come here, they murder the woman, and you go.
Yeah, they just do that. But we also want to try and, we can just leave the facility at this point. But then the next thing we're going to try and do is be like, we don't want a whole weekend. We're done. Or Vice is done, rather. And after, their touching moment between the two heads of house, perhaps she can make that fly.
I mean,
You know.
this is what you came here to do. If you want to be on the trip back, we can just cut immediately to that. There's no need for
Perfect.
intervening scenes unless
Maybe
you want that.
maybe take a long breather.
There's something we need to do back in town before we take that breather.
Okay.
Yeah. There are a couple things we need to do, I
So,
imagine.
as your
Yep.
caravan approaches the town, there are terrace people everywhere. Like, normally, things are super orderly. People walk through streets slowly, calmly, and collectedly. There are terrace people just running around. Some of them are in, like, states of semi-dress. There are obligators everywhere. Like, you've lived here for a long time, Diedrich, and you have no idea there were even this many obligators in the entire Terra's dominance. There's like hundreds of obligators out trying to keep order. And
What the
as
hell?
you approach the town, you can see on the side of the breeding complex in enormous letters, in like someone took like wet ash and like smeared it on. They don't use like an alphabet like we would with like an S. They use the symbols like the Tenai symbol as their alphabet. And so with these giant circles with spikes coming out of them, someone has written in... What is it even called? I don't actually know what the language is called in Scadrill. But they've written the
Scadrillian?
word survive on the side of the building.
Oh, wow. Cool. Wow, that's just enough chaos for me to sneak into the barracks and put the cloak back.
So as you're approaching the town, Mosier is just like, I don't know what's happening here, but that doesn't look good.
To say the
Should
least.
I be worried? Should I be worried for my life?
Well, I have a responsibility as the only noble house in the north to restore order. Diedrich, come with me.
Yes, Father.
We're going home.
I will follow him.
Odalise, I'm curious as to how you feel about this. I don't know that you discussed Diedrich going back in to drop off the cloak, but Mosier gave you Diedrich, but it seems like he keeps constantly telling Diedrich what to do and expecting him to do it.
I think I
We
know...
did discuss me putting
I-
the cloak back.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely discussed that. And so, like, I give Diedrich, like, a little nod, and I say, and you know what? I think I definitely would mention that. I was thinking about how to phrase it, so thanks for giving me a moment to think further. I think I put my hand on Monsieur's like arm as he's pulling away, and I say, "Please do not keep him too long. I still have need of him, you know."
Okay. I just want to point out, in this scene, you have, like, tacitly given him permission to continue to do that. Or implicitly given him permission to keep calling on Diedrich.
So, I'm
A fork. That's not a fork
Yeah.
shape.
That's a place we want to be, honestly.
Okay.
Like, that just means I have my fingers in both pies.
yeah,
We'll
kind of
see.
like basically I'm giving him. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to tell him, like, I see what you're doing here, and I'm not stopping you this time.
Okay.
That's like the subtext is.
He doesn't turn around to look at you, and maybe we get a scene from his perspective, right? This is an anime, and maybe when we see him from, like, your guys' point of view, he seems a little shabby or maybe like an asshole. But right now, we've just got, the camera is filled with his face. His, like, trimmed beard looks ultra dramatic. There's
Grizzled
ash
jaw,
falling
the
in the
lighting is
background.
perfect.
Maybe
Yep.
there's, like, a fire burning on a roof that illuminates him, and he just looks away from you, and he's like, I'm going to have to do what I need to in order to restore order to the city. Come along, Diedrich. And he
Yes,
marches off, and he's like, it's my time.
So yeah, I assume that we're headed actually straight to, like, the barracks.
And to the secret room, in fact.
Yeah.
You're going right there.
To casually drop this.
We'll cut back to that. Odalise, Vise, Valette, what's your plan?
There's mass chaos.
Would now be a good time to try to find
One of the
his name?
names you have written down but don't actually know of?
Vedzen.
Look at notes.
Yeah, Vedzen.
Tathwin is the city.
Ulrishik.
Uh,
Ulrishik is the guy who contacted you.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so you can go looking for a
Mhm.
number of people here. It would be reasonable. Ulrishik is one, Fiddlestein another, given that
Yay!
you have no idea what's going on and he's an informant, so that's kind of his deal.
But we do now know that he's a total double fuck.
I mean, he's like a quintuple agent.
Fiddlestein is just that good.
He's literally he's an informant. He just sells information from one group to another. He's not like playing you or anything. This is his job. You know, if you want him to get information about other people, he has to sell information about you to get it.
Yeah. So maybe we should try to figure out what's going on, and then also tell them that we did what we were supposed to do.
yeah, that's a good idea.
So, what are you doing?
Vice, can you find the person you were getting information from before?
I mean, probably. But
Is I was gonna say, is Odalise's father still at their house?
No. So, are you guys going back to your house to like base your
Probably, yeah.
investigation out of? Okay. Yeah, you
Yeah.
get back to the house. The outside of your like guest manor has the words "I am Hope" written in whatever language is called.
The tongue of the Lord Ruler, surely.
I think it has a name. I just don't know
Wow.
what it is.
I am Hope.
Yeah, I think Odalise sees that and like gets a little bit upset. Like,
okay. So according to Google, the language in Mistport is called High Imperial.
High Imperial, good.
That
Sounds
makes
great.
perfect sense.
And everybody can read that, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. For being
Everybody
such
can read High Imperial.
for being such a nice phrase, this is kind of creepy.
more than a little creepy. It is more than a little creepy. It's-
Doesn't, I mean, I've seen worse messages.
It bothers me that it is on our house. And like I think I'll look around. Are there any other is there any other graffiti that's been like put up on other houses as well? Like-
Mostly it's just a repetition of those two messages, either survive or I am hope.
Well, so the good news is you weren't specifically targeted with that, or maybe you were, but it doesn't look that way.
Right.
Do we see anybody with a can of spray ash?
No. But yeah, you're like stopped every intersection by an obligator who just look you over and are like obvious nobles. And one of them
Why,
is
thank
just
you.
like, return to your house immediately. There's been a civil disturbance. We're working on it. Everything will be fine.
Please, Sir Obligator, what has happened?
That's none of your concern. Return to your house immediately.
I'm simply worried that
You defy
my-
the Inquisition?
I give him a look like I
He gives
suppose
you a
that-
look
Calm
like-
down.
He gives you a look like, I'm dealing with some shit right now.
as long as you can assure me my life will be more at ease at home, that is all I'm asking.
I assure you, if you return to your house and place your guardsmen on high alert, everything should be fine.
And yeah, and so she nods.
You could, like, summon up a force of either extra guardsmen or, like, lean on the local Inquisition for more guards if you wanted to feel more secure, by the way.
Why not?
Yeah.
We haven't seen anybody really do this before, except for Risha. But yeah, you could spend. Is it resources to buy people, or is it influence to buy people? During services, assembling forces is absolutely resources.
I'm okay with resources.
If only you knew someone who had 6 resources.
Man, that would be
Who was
pretty cool, wouldn't
Standing right
it?
next to you.
I don't know how Odalise would go about asking that of Vice. That's the only thing. And I feel like Vice would not think of this on his own.
I mean, you
I
could just
guess-
literally be like, Vice, we need to hire more guards. That's simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Vice, perhaps we need to hire more guards. Take care of it.
It's a sound assessment.
I got an idea for a scene. Yeah, you say that as you're going through the doors, and like Evelyn falls into step behind Odalise, and then maybe like Vise and Evelyn go off together to like go to
hire
the
more
mercenary
guards.
market. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Evelyn just shows up and is about to be like, "This is the situation we're in," and you're like, "Yeah, go get more guards." And Evelyn's like, "Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to tell you." Yeah. So how many people do you want to summon up? Your options are unit, warband, company, regiment, or army.
How big are each of those?
20, 100, 500, 1,000, and 10,000. And each difficulty level also gives you an extra. So someone like Evelyn to command the squad, or 5 people to help command an army.
Okay. So
20 probably is all we would need.
I feel like I can go for warband though.
Okay.
Like 100
Difficulty
people.
Do
2.
it, though. We don't need 100 people. That's silly.
100 people. I have 6 dice.
If you
It's
can
fine.
do it, why won't you do it though? I think
Yeah,
that's the
Well,
real
like,
question.
we would have 100
Very
people standing
noble.
like shoulder to
What
shoulder
is
outside
my-
our house.
Well, what is the difficulty?
It's
for
difficult
Our house
Two.
is like a tiny house.
You're gonna
It'd be
have to-
super weird to have 100 people guarding it.
It's difficulty 2. I have 6 dice.
Yeah, so
The
you
odds are in my
spend
favor.
1 dice on resources, and you roll your 6. And all you need is a pair of 2s.
Yeah.
And nudges give you some big shit,
And
but
we got nothing.
unfortunately you suck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well-
6s.
You know.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
it-
go.
It sucks that the 6s don't count as a pair.
Yeah.
You go looking for guards, and maybe you encounter like an obligator, and he's just like, "There's no more guards available. have all been hired out.
Well then, that sucks.
Yeah,
So back to the
it's
keep we
like,
go.
he like gestures to the city where there's still that same fire on like a copper roof somewhere. Yeah, sucks real bad. Now, if you excuse me, I have a job to do.
Yeah, I'll let him do his thing. If I look around, like, with Tin, like, what's the situation?
Are you
Like, can I tell...
sure you want to do that? There are a ton of loud noises around here.
Well, yeah, alright, fine. But if I look around normally, like, if I see any of the protesters or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there's nobody, like, protesting right now. There's no, like, chanting in the street. If there were, they would instantly be, like, murdered in the street by the obligators. It's just people are moving from one house to another.
It's probably a form of passive protest.
I mean, passive protests don't write things like survive on the walls. Anyway, back to the keep we go.
Yeah. So, when you get back to the keep, Odalise, there is a letter waiting for you from a terraceman by the name of Ratine, who is just like, My Lady Odalise, if you are back in town anytime within the next series of dates, I would love to meet with you and discuss certain matters as to the disposition of Ertu's crop cycle. I'm a scholar of some renown. You can find my credentials at the Canton of Orthodoxy.
Okay.
Okay.
Signed, like, Scholar Ratine.
Does that name ring a bell?
There's a trap.
You know what? Make a spirit roll.
Oh,
Difficulty 2. And there's a chance that it could make a very big splash. Like a Magikarp.
Can I take a dive for skilled poisoners, since I've stated multiple times that botany was my specialty?
Yeah. Yep. That's your
Okay,
keeper
cool.
specialty. Yeah, this is related to keeper business, so...
I thought it might be.
A mysterious terraceman wants a meeting out of nowhere during a resistance movement?
And for something that was like, by the way, the crops from where you're from, that's super interesting.
Yeah, because like I feel like they would know that that was like my whatever. So, can I also? No, I don't think that would be something that would be necessarily in my copper mine. Let's just roll it.
Nope.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, the name sounds vaguely familiar, but you can't place it anywhere.
Okay.
Should have called on Tall.
This is just as much of a. I mean, this would be just as much of a trap as it would be the way that the resistance could get into contact with us. So it's a roll of the dice, literally.
Yeah, and I think I'm willing to take that gamble, and I'll see about writing back a missive that says something to the effect of, I'd be more than happy to share my knowledge of these things with you. As you know, we ran a very prosperous plantation back in Erto, and I have some knowledge in these matters. If you could grace me with your presence at my location, I'm going to be here.
You leave him like a time?
Yeah, I'll give him a, I'll say
For a long rest, you're gonna need at least more than one day before that scene.
okay.
Just in case you want to take a long rest.
Really would love to take a long rest, so
Yeah.
good call. I'll say, as I have just returned, I need some time to put some affairs in order. If you could, Wednesday noon would be convenient for me.
I don't think it's called Wednesday, but I understand.
Lord Ruler Day.
Every day is Lord
Two
Ruler Day,
days
Valette.
hence.
2 Lord Ruler Days from now.
Right.
I mean, you could have Lord's Day, Ruler's Day,
Final Day, Empire Day,
Emperor's
Imperial
Empire
Day.
Day,
Forever Day.
like well, like Canton Day or something. You know, that can be you know, they might have a
Deepness
day.
Sucks Day.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yes. Beat on Deepness Sucks Day.
So,
and
Diedrich,
is dead. Yep.
when you get back home, that keep, like, it's obvious where all of those soldiers went.
Yeah, it's a
there's
it's
like
a fortress.
several hundred people manning the walls of your fortress right now. And those that aren't manning the walls are assembling in the courtyard. And almost all of them have dueling canes, but you can see a lot of people are like pulling the end of the dueling cane off, and they have like silvery swords.
I'm not going to draw my father's ire by asking.
So they're like
So
cane swords.
interesting. That sort of like the first thought in Dietrich's head is, well, that defeats the purpose of a dueling cane. And Jeb doesn't question it though. He's just trying to get the mission done. This is not a time for externalities.
Yeah. You follow him down into your secret armory.
Uh-huh.
The mysterious metal you saw before that your dad like never showed you. There's a ton of it around everywhere. There's like bars of it all over the place. Someone is currently like blacksmithing a sword out of it. And you know you have a vial of it. But somewhere along your trip you lost that adium spike.
Wait, we had a break?
I mean, you had a short rest when we moved from... I know I didn't officially say it. I guess I probably should outline that. But yeah...
You should have outlined that, because I was expecting
I
still had
recovered
adium to use during this
my
crisis.
damage during
You
a
recover
short
some...
rest.
Yeah, okay. Let's look into that. We take a short rest from the
us
mines
coming
back
back?
to the place.
Okay.
So what all does a short rest do? It's healing some damage, which means I'm free of all my damage, because I only have one. So...
So recovery is like page 189, I think.
Just looking at the handout you had.
And short
Let's
rests
see.
don't do anything for any level
Half
of
of any
burden or
loss
anything.
Okay,
Health.
short breather
Oh my God.
is half of any health lost and half of any reputation or willpower lost.
Okay.
So that's big for Vice, because
What about
Vice was on
standings?
the breaking point of going insane
from
and doing
2
whatever
willpower
anyone
to
told him
5.
to do.
All right, then. I
Do
lost the
standings come
fight.
back, or do we wait for long breathers for those?
Yeah, you have to do a long breather.
What about
You know
the
what?
minus
I'm
one
gonna-
that I have on my wits? Is that still there?
Erase that. Yeah, that's gone.
Arthur,
you also
can I-
erase the confident tree.
Can I make this sound less completely like stupid, like I dropped it somewhere along the way? Can I say that I actually burned it practicing adium? Like,
Yeah, no problem.
yeah, so like, because I never obviously ever get a chance to. So at
Do
least
we have a scene where you're like on adium and you're like moving through the ash doing like some kung fu moves, and you see like 4 copies of you doing the kung fu next to you, and you're like, whoa.
Imagine if you'd have had adium in the room when Valette was going to kiss you.
oh yeah, it would have been like,
Perfect
No.
counter.
yeah. So we have a very cool anime scene where it's like one of the nights on the hike back when we were camping, he wandered off and practiced adium, and it was really cool. And he probably caught a leaf out of the air.
What is that song? Is it like Requiem for the Dream, where it's like da 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 da, and you're just like da 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 da. I don't know. Fuck it. I don't know what the song is.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't know what song it is, but I'm with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
You're just like moving in slow motion. You're like, this is so cool.
Yeah. So we're back in the armory. I imagine it is actually like a mess in here after outfitting those guards.
Yeah, I mean, it's... And your brother's like, damn it, I can't find my mist cloak.
So I'm actually gonna be like, oh, it's under this pile of stuff. Like if I'm moving through like outfitting myself, right? Because my father's like, go get stuff. I'm like, oh, it's right here actually, and like just like pull it out of the pile
He's
since
like,
he's here
found
looking
it.
for it.
Yeah, he like pushes you out of the way, like physically pewter shoves you, and then does the thing where he like whips it over his head and then lets the momentum slide it into his arms, so he looks like a fucking badass as it settles in on him, and he's like, huh, feels good. Forgot about that. Anyway, father, shall we go put down some terrace peasants? And Molcier is like, Diedrich, I'm curious, what are your thoughts here? How do you think we should handle this social instability? You've been showing some growth as a man.
Well, it doesn't seem like they're actually rioting in the street so much as just being insolent. Perhaps it is perhaps we should simply use my good brother's talents and clean off the graffiti that's instigating everybody.
I thought you would learn something. Cleaning graffiti, a misborn. A complete waste of talents. I've half a mind to leave you here to clean the graffiti off. No, we'll be going... I know, you caught that?
Sorry.
I've half a mind to do that. However, it's not that they're being insolent or passively resisting or anything like that. It's clear to me that they're passing messages between each other, spreading rumors of this rebellion between informants. It'll have to end. Diedrich, I'm giving you command of 100 soldiers. Your brother will take 100, and I'll take 100 as well. You're to go to the intersections and just simply aid the obligators in stopping all traffic throughout the streets. If anyone resists, kill them.
Yes,
I
Father.
expect you to be capable of carrying this out.
Absolutely.
Well then, I'm putting my trust in you, boy.
Well, we got our warband.
I got my warband. And
So, yeah, your father, like, dons a dramatic cloak flare as he does, like, he does the Advent Soldier XCOM 2 over one shoulder half cape thing, and he, like, dramatically flares it as he, like, walks out to his troops. And your brother, flips a coin and, like, leaps into the air like a fucking cat. And his mist cloak is rising all around. And everyone's like, oh, he's a mistborn.
Oh my!
And yeah.
So, I assume also I get equipped with one of these swords.
Nope.
Nope. All right.
No.
So I will actually say something when I'm equipping. It's like, do I get a weapon? Or do I get one of these fancy new weapons?
So make a resources roll to see if you can convince them to give you such a weapon.
Sure. I mean,
It isn't so much that, like, you need to just, like, pick one up. It's like, does your dad trust you with one of these incredibly expensive and rare weapons?
In that case, I'm not going to call on anything because I don't think anything is applicable then.
Okay.
So we'll just see if like, it's an offhanded comment, like, do I get one? And he says no
Resource,
or yes.
It's a 2 difficulty.
All right, so just rolling my 3 resource. 2 nudges, though. No success.
So, yeah, he doesn't, like, backhand you or anything. He's just like, perhaps later. We'll have to train you in how to use them properly.
Sure. Makes perfect sense to me. I will
One of
take
your
my
servants,
100 men.
like, tosses you your dueling cane as you pass him so that you'll be, like, equipped properly. Wait, you don't even have a dueling cane. Yeah, you got
No,
shit.
this is being given to me. This is being, like, I'm being equipped, but I'm not being equipped with the good stuff.
Yeah.
Dobby gets a sock, sir.
Dobby gets a dueling cane.
Oh,
Dobby
man.
is free.
Is this... I feel like, yeah, with all the dramatic cloak flares and everything, do we have, like, an Iron Man scene for you where you're, like, walking forward, but rather than your armor forming around you, your servants are just, like, rushing up with like, your gloves and, like, your hat and your cloak.
Hand-me-downs is like, hey, we found this, you want it?
You just, like, hold your hand out as you're walking and people are just putting stuff on you.
No, I imagine that's what's, like, happening for my brother, and behind him, I'm doing it myself. With, like, the pile of shittier armor, like, I'm walking and tying on the
Squire
gloves and
Diedrich.
tying on the boots and, like, doing the, like, hop while I'm putting on one of the boots as I hop down the hallway. And, yeah, I take my 100 men to the intersection that my father commands me to go to, basically.
Okay. I have a question. Are you commanding them to, like, to kill if people get out of line?
I am commanding them to give a single warning and then kill.
Okay.
So I will actually, and I will be, like, I will go up to the obligators. I will say, like, this is what my father has commanded for us to do. And the obligators will say yes. And then I will be like I will do a shout, which is like, terrorist people, cease all movement immediately. This will be enforced with lethal intent. like that sort of thing. Like I go up on like my father says, I climb up a thing, get high, and say, we are going to enforce basically like a curfew or whatever, and anyone caught moving between houses will be struck down.
Okay. Yeah, I need you to make an influence roll.
Influence?
Yep.
That's not like a wits or a charm?
You're trying to make a connection with these people and be like, go back to your homes. Literally the entire purpose of influence.
This is like a threat, though.
You're not. Yeah, I mean, you're not trying to.
I mean, the
talk
influence
to
is
one
like-
person. You're talking
threatening
to
them
a
with something
lot
you
of people.
own.
Your
Not
influence,
your
yeah, the
own.
something you own is 100 men with swords.
Yeah.
Sure. That's totally reasonable. Then I just wanted to make sure.
I know your influence sucks because
Yeah,
no
exactly.
one knows you or likes you, and
Does
that's
he get
what's
a
going to make this
bonus
moment
for
great.
having 100
You could
men
probably
with
get a
swords?
bonus die from circumstance.
I mean,
Like, he
if
has
anything, he's
100
gonna
dudes with
lose a
swords
bonus
under his
die
command.
for having a bunch of men with swords. But yeah,
All right, so I can roll a bonus die now and hoping for a 4 or a 3, which is just a 1 in 6 odds.
Sure.
Well, actually, it's 2 in 6 odds because there's 2 numbers.
wow, yeah, you're bad
And-
at math.
Ah.
This is the second time tonight you've been like, yeah, I need to roll one of two numbers. That's a 1 in 6.
I'm really bad at math. Also, I get a nudge, but not a success.
Yeah. There's immediately like a gathering of terrace people in the area, and the obligator turns and screams to you like, "Kill them! They're resisting!" And there's like 20 like elderly retired terrace stewards, like 2 terrace grandmothers who are just out like strolling around in their V-print dresses that are just like, "No, I'm not going back to my house, young man. I have rights too. I worship the Lord Ruler. I follow his laws. You're not with the canton of anything. You're just some young
The obligator's
whippersnapper."
right here. Like, I will do one last thing before my men like strike them down.
Okay.
I will burn copper,
Yep.
and then I will try and riot their fear.
Okay. I think you can riot one person.
Does there appear to be a leader of the terracemen who've gathered?
I think the old grandmother.
I will riot the shit out of this granny's fear. A desperate plea to save her life.
You know, I was just reading a book on leadership where they were like, "Don't talk to the crowd. Talk to one person." And
will say,
that is the difference between charm and influence.
So I will do that. Like, as I'm rioting her fear, I will speak directly to her and I say, "This is an obligator. We are working with the canton. The Lord Ruler's law that you claim to follow is now to go to your homes and stay there, or you will die."
Okay. You need to make a difficulty 1 zinc roll.
All right, I get 4 medals for that. Or 4 dice
Watch
for
him
that.
not get a pair.
I mean, maybe. And certainly none of my other traits. Well,
He just
can I
rolls
call an
all
unflappable
6s.
here?
Is the only thing he rolls. 4
Can I
6s.
call it unflappable here because my
There's
first
almost no traits that you can call upon to. I mean, I guess we've been doing it for a while. Oh, you can't use traits in emotional attack. Okay, yeah. I don't know that unflappable, but affable might.
Okay.
Or
so
you know
we'll get
what?
Another...
I'll tell you what. Improviser definitely applies because you're like, this is a last ditch effort. I have to
you're
get this person to
improvising
back
when
down.
the guy's telling you to kill them.
Yeah, talented
all right then.
improviser.
All right, so this is my dice pool then.
Yep.
5d6. Pair of 3s. Show me
Okay.
the potato salad.
Yeah. She's just like, okay. And she's just like, so many men with swords. And maybe she faints, and like both of the stewards immediately like pick her up and begin hauling her to a nearby building, and the resistance just like scatters. With her gone and like the terrace stewards not backing anybody else up, everybody just breaks apart.
So I actually make like a very like Diedrich's actually a big guy. Like next to his father and his brother, like emotionally they're more imposing. But after doing that, Diedrich sort of crosses his arms and stands on like the intersection center and just sort of like gives a nod to the obligator who is there and says, "If anybody else leaves their homes, men, you know what to do."
That obligator gives you a stern frown. I'm going to mark down that you didn't do what I said.
What did he say?
He told you to kill them all. And you were like, no, I'm going to scare them away. He's just like, we can't allow this kind of viral resistance to spread like a disease. You may very well have undermined the Lord Ruler.
If that is your judgment on the situation, I accept it. I thought it would only make things worse to spill blood.
That's my decision to make, not yours.
I apologize for the defiance. I didn't realize.
Yeah. I think we got time for one more scene with Valette, Vise, and Odalys back at the base with Fiddlestein.
Oh,
Yay, Fiddlestein.
Good old Fiddlestein with his soup can hat with the top hat that's been curled back. All his other clothing has changed. He's like dressed in Terrace clothing now, even though he's clearly a Ska. Like, there is no way you would mistake his skin tone or facial features.
Yeah, it's probably like Vise and Evelyn get back to the keep, and it's just like, we found Fids.
Well, it's okay. And how are you summoning Fiddlestein, Vise? Are you acquiring him via resources or influence? Like,
Resources.
okay, so you're literally like, I'm going to pay you money to tell me things. Okay.
It's just like, that's our deal. That's our arrangement.
So what level of information are you aiming for? Like, common information you can get from the streets, or the deepest secrets of the final empire?
Not the deepest secrets, but I want to know, like, what exactly happened here? How did it start? Why is our house marked by them as a beacon of hope?
I mean, I don't know that it's marked as a hope. It just says I am
here.
hope. I understand that that's how you're taking it as. But, yeah, it's going to be difficulty 3. He can explain all these things.
Difficulty 3?
Yep.
And I'm rolling with 5 because I've spent 1.
Yep, and you're going to have to spend another to do this. So.
Ugh, but I'm still rolling with 5 when I do
Don't worry,
this.
you're taking a long breather at the end of this, right? Everything should be fine. No one, like, Hofstede, what's your dad's name? Damworth's not going to show up and just be like, wrecked, boy, wrecked! I'm calling on all your traits to roll dice against you.
Yeah, alright, here's my 5 dice roll. Pair of 5.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you've like acquired more than you need to from him.
Yeah.
And when he shows up, he's just like, "Oh yes, my lord, yes, quite a good alloy you are. Just plenty of resources in the bag you gave me. So here's what's happened."
It's just like, I think you mean ally, not alloy.
No, he said alloy. 'Cause,
Okay.
I mean, that's a thing that they say. You're a bad alloy means that you're a bad person, and you're a good alloy. Because all of the metals are paired, like tin and pewter. One is an alloy of the other.
We're tighter than metals.
Yeah. He's like, well, you see, there was something that happened in Lutherdale. The Ska resistance struck and tried to kill the Lord Ruler. It's very, very bad. A man named Kelsier stood forth and was shouting all sorts of nonsense like, I am hope, and I will defeat you, tyrant, and stabbed the Lord Ruler many times with a spear before getting beheaded, and it was really bad. I mean, Kelsier killed an obligator, the Inquisitor. It was really quite fascinating. Just good stuff, just everything around. Yeah. So here's the deal. Kelsier and all of his crew have been brutally murdered, but before they went, they managed to take out a bunch of obligator stations. They call them soothing stations. They're like houses full of soothers who have one bronze burner and one copper burner with them. So, I mean, I don't know if you know how the magics of the nobility work, but I suspect you might have some education in that. So, they're looking for people around them that are performing bad deeds, they're hidden from view, and then they just put out a general blanket soothing to make everyone very compliant and depressed. Oh, it's very sad to hear, but now they're all gone, and Lutherdale is free of that. The Ska resistance was horribly defeated. Thousands died. But we have a new savior, the heir to the survivor, Lord Marsh, who is now himself an Inquisitor. He has gathered up 8 disciples, and they have all been given inquisitorial powers, and now they fight the Lord Ruler throughout Luthadel. The word is spreading everywhere. Survive, the only command of Kelsier as he ascended into death.
That seems quite foolish. A man who went to his own death preaches to survive. And what is this foolishness of what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Inquisitor, thank you.
Oh, okay.
What is this foolishness of Inquisitor on the side of the Resistance?
Well,
That's
you
nonsense.
see, I don't know the exact details, but I do know this. All of the Inquisitors are being recalled from all across the Empire, from the Conventicle all back to Luthadel. It's incredible stuff, really. Anyway, so Falcom is preparing to leave here, I hear. Or maybe that's not happening. It's not really clear to me, but what is clear is that a lot of the Inquisition obligators are about to go, and they're trying to enforce order before they leave.
No.
This happened just hours ago,
Fiddlestein.
really. You came back to the city at a very bad time. I mean, tensions are boiling over. There could be violence in the streets.
No, Fiddlestein, I don't usually ask this, but if I were to ask where you got this information,
Oh, I mean, that's very foolish. Of course I wouldn't share that.
I mean, I just want to be sure your source is reliable.
I mean,
because-
you know, if I were to tell you that, then what if I was to tell someone else that you gave me some information? Wouldn't that, I mean, that would hurt your feelings, wouldn't it?
He's got a good point.
Yes, it would. You're 100% sure your source is legitimate.
Yes, of course.
If there
Okay.
was any way to prevent riots in the streets, if they could be held off until the obligators left, perhaps we'd have more of a chance. It seems foolish to try to press your luck now, when they seem on the verge of leaving us.
If they're leaving, there will be nothing to stop the terrorist resistance from taking hold of the city.
I see.
Apart
So you're
from-
very interested in the terrorist resistance then.
Oh.
Interesting.
Apart from House Genril.
Well,
I think like I look at him sharply when he says that, and I say, like very decidedly, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I should, of course, see myself out. Thank you so much, Martell family, Lord Weiss, Fiddlestein away. He's like backing away, like, yes,
And I'm
yes.
like,
Yeah,
don't you tell anyone about
hold
what
on.
I said.
Yeah, I stop him, and I want
Of course, my lips are sealed, my lord. I'm an
You
informant,
said
not a
that
snitch.
before.
as he leaves,
Why should we not kill you where you stand?
like he leaves and then kind of just has some like, I have to use the restroom, and then she slips out.
God.
Okay.
She tries to catch him before he like
All right.
leaves
yeah,
our.
I mean, you catch up with
our-
him as he's
okay.
like reaching the gates of your guest manor.
Mr. Fiddlestein.
Yeah. Yes. Oh no, I'm on my way out. No problems.
No,
here.
no. There was something else.
Oh.
I was wondering, do you only know about things in Tathingdwen, or do you get word from other
I
places
get
too?
word from all over the place.
What news do you have from Urto?
How deep of information are you?
I'm wondering if you've heard anything about House Trabina.
Okay. Yeah. Can you make a what? Sounds like maybe you're using influence here because you're not like offering him money.
Yeah, so maybe like I want to know about House Trabina. I mean, I'm not sure if I could pay you much, but I mean, I am part of. I married into only noble house up here. Who knows what information I could get you?
Yeah. So, yeah, difficulty 2. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sell him our information.
Intense.
Oh yes.
Okay. And no.
So he continues backing away from you, And he's like, how's Trabina? Haven't heard much out of Urto. Ever since Risha Venture took over, really been a lot of news going in the wrong direction. They have said that there is a new Inquisitor out there by the name of the Bloodhound. Not sure what her name is. Anyway, goodbye.
No, what?
It just like starts running away into the streets, and there's an obligator that's yelling at him like, "You there! Get back in your house immediately!" And he's just like,
we had the same idea.
He's Zoidberg's out of there. Yeah.
So there's two final scenes that we have to have tonight before we go to lunch. So Diedrich, we have back at your house.
Okay.
Your father's in like the secret armory with you and your brother, and there's a map of the guest manor that the Martells are staying in, and your dad is just like, Diedrich, time. We're going to have to use your influence inside the Martell house. We need to infiltrate them, find out what their plans are, and if they intend to support. The situation here and throughout the Empire has become somewhat less than tenable. But your uncles, aunts are all making moves in Luthel, and we need to secure our position here immediately.
Interesting.
I need to know now if you're in or out.
I am certainly capable of assisting this endeavor.
So you hear like a rasping noise of a sword being sheathed, and your brother like walks up behind you and is like,
"Oh fuck!"
Well, that's good to hear then.
I'm curious, do you expect to find documentation, or is this a confrontation to rat it out of them?
I feel like maybe he starts saying stuff to you, but it's all like, wah, 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 as the screen goes black and the credits start to play.
I see.
And then, post-credits, there's that unusually long black screen where it's like, all right, the ads are about to come on for the next show.
Or
and
are
then
they?
It comes up, and it's the female obligator back from the mines.
Oh, man.
And she's talking to the older male obligator, and she's like, yes, they were quite foolish, using metals constantly. I was burning tin the whole time. And he's like, yes, I can sense that Rick is a misborn. I hadn't seen it before, but his copper is... And the woman is just like, we let them get away with the information. The man's like, yes, well, that was Falcom's orders. Give Odalise whatever she needs to. He'll be moving in soon. And she just like nods and is like, whatever he says. As you know, the Inquisition is in charge now. Orthodoxy, the old way.
Ooh.
And then like maybe some intense music's playing, like, oh shit, they know all about your plan because they were listening the whole time.
It
But
does
they're
a little,
also
like, Star Wars
quasi
thing
on
where it
our
builds up and then it just goes to
Are
black.
they
It's
on
like,
your Yeah, they do the Star Wars out. Yeah.
yeah.
Freaking Dice can't just cooperate. Can't give Valette one little thing.
Okay, so let's see here.
Freaking Dice.
You completed. I don't know that you're gonna. Well, let's see. Yeah, you guys are all gonna get 4 advancements here before we go into a long breather.
Great. I wish we could
I'm
spend.
I'm not.
Yeah, I get 2.
Yeah.
Zero.
Like you're like, yeah, I'll just bank those for next time. No.
No, because we never have a long breather, and that's the only
So
time.
I mean, I'm hoping, given that you know that you had to spend them at some point, I'm hoping you guys have some idea of what you want to spend them on. I'm putting.
I had like 5 things I was gonna buy, and then we were like, oh yeah, you
yeah,
can only
and
buy
then we were
one
like,
thing.
yeah, you can only do it
Oh,
once
shit.
at a time. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with all this advancement?
I'm putting
Like,
the poll
first time
in
we took a
chat.
long
I
breather.
can't hold all these advancements.
In YouTube, it's going to be in the description section. Remember to vote. Even though these people are lazy as shit about spending advancements, at some point they're going to run out because they're going to actually buy things.
We're not lazy as shit about spending advancement.
had,
We're
like,
lazy as shit of
3
never
long
having a long
breathers.
breather.
I am, yeah, I'm spending stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, remember, you can only buy one thing. So
Wait,
Right.
we get
Well-
4 advancement?
spend
is it?
big.
The problem is that the first time that we had a
Yeah, I'm capped out at 20, so don't vote for me.
I mean, if you spend it now, you'll have a spot next week.
It's
All
true.
right, then I'll spend it now.
Don't say
I mean,
don't
so
vote
watch
for
their
me.
time.
That's foolish.
I mean, obviously, Diedrich finally got back at his dad because he framed him, but that doesn't actually matter because
I mean,
Did
you framed your
or you
brother.
were working for him in secret.
The thing is, I think you actually said something about framing him, right? I mean, during that conversation, everything you guys said while you were there was being listened to.
So when she was outside the room?
In the mines.
So the entire
every
time, or
The
just when she
entire
was outside the room?
Yes.
So even when she wasn't there, she was listening because she's so great.
I mean, in the same way when Vice and you weren't there, you were listening to conversations. Yes.
Yes. So
She heard all of your secret plans. That's why when she left, she didn't come back because she didn't want to be like, "Oops, I accidentally walked in on them. Now they're gonna have to kill me or something." It's
Well,
like,
it-
I guess I better take super long and let them deal with whatever they're gonna do.
I mean, they're on our side, like quasi. So
No.
What?
just letting stuff happen.
No, they're letting
No.
stuff happen because they're just the pawns in this evil
Yeah.
scheme against us. It's just like, oh, the
Apparently
Emperor
they're on
said
our
to let the
side.
rebels get the Death Star plans.
No, they said the Orthodoxy is dead, and now they're for the Inquisition.
Right.
Like it's
So we know from the end of book 1 that during like the final part of book 1, the Lord Ruler's proclamation was Orthodoxy is no longer the head of my church, Inquisition is.
Yeah.
And that stands canonically. Like the Inquisition is going to be taking control of the Empire now. You are in command now, Admiral Piet. I feel like that was a really relevant quote.
it's so lame.
You're lame.
Alright.
That is an amazing quote.
No, I wasn't talking about the thing you said. I said I think it's lame that we like the whole thing fell apart because we were talking in a private
Alright.
room, and that was
What,
not
I mean,
enough.
if you had, here's the thing. Oh man, if you'd been burning copper, you wouldn't have been able to burn bronze. Yeah, I mean, it's just the thing that happens, man. Thing that
So
happens.
Yeah.
what happens to my
I mean, yeah,
burdens
if they're burning
during this
tin,
long
then-
breathing?
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the question, Vice?
What happens to my my burdens in this?
You can pick
Long breathing.
one.
You choose
burden
one to
stay.
move down a
Yeah.
level.
Okay, I choose one.
You got quite a few there.
Yeah, I don't know what I need to get rid of.
It's interesting because I couldn't call upon all those obligator.
Well, like
burdens.
here's the thing: I could take the grave burden down to serious,
Yeah,
or
then
I
you'd
could
have
get rid
four
rid of one of the 3 serious ones.
If you want to power game it, pick the one that's gonna be able to be used the most.
What was withdrawal again?
Withdrawal was the one you picked up when you stabbed the woman to death.
It was like you felt
You're
being
emotionally
confident,
withdrawn now.
and then no longer felt being confident.
Well, I mean
anymore.
that's just my character.
Well, now it's such a problem
The-
that people
The
see it as a
emotionally
stigma.
withdrawn thing only applied when Vice was super confident. Now he's doubly emotionally withdrawn.
Exactly.
But he's also prone to dramatic outbursts.
Yeah,
That'll be
you got
interesting.
problems, man.
I'll
problems.
dissolve obligator interest.
The
So now I just
spirits
have
one or the gray
obligator.
one?
I have the investigation and charges, but I no longer have the interest burden. So there's only one thing the obligators can use against me instead of 2.
Okay. I am willing to open up hemalurgic spikes to everybody but Odalise, since all the rest of you were involved in seeing or creating one.
Ooh.
Right, and those are really easy to get too.
I mean, right now they are. I mean, ferrochemical spikes.
Mm.
There's Terracemen all up in this
I don't
piece.
know if that,
Yes,
like...
what you do is get a
Do we
spike, go out,
even
stab
know
someone
about
to death.
hemalurgy, though?
So here's the thing: over the long breather, if you want to get a hemalurgical spike, you can be like, I learn about it as part of the breather. Like, I saw this, I was wondering what it was, I got some information about it, I got some text,
So
and I experimented,
because-
and now I got a piece of gold sticking out of my heart.
in the advancements section, like getting a spike says varies. So basically, the cost will be the cost to find out, the cost to get one, the cost to do it. So
I mean, it
Like,
depends on
that'll
how, what the different spikes are and how powerful they are.
Yeah.
And the two
I
of
don't
you
know.
have certainly enough advancements to afford that.
I feel like
because
it
you literally
fits
have
for
like
some.
20.
Yeah, but I feel like it doesn't fit for my character.
I mean, just remember, in order to
dive
make a
into
spike, you have
energy.
to murder somebody.
Right, exactly.
Right.
That's why I was saying, like, oh, it's so easy. We just find a
Well,
spike,
and
go
the
out,
whole
stab
thing
someone
is
to
it
death,
doesn't-
and then just jab it into ourselves. It's
Yeah.
just everyone should do it.
Becoming personally powerful, I don't see as one of Vice's like interests. He's not interested in upping his own power.
I would rather spend my advances on like making
Yeah.
her attributes and stuff better.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 5 advancement to increase 1 attribute and bump my physique up to 4.
Okay. For those people with multiple medals, I want to point out you can, if you have multiple powers, you can buy multiple of those powers. So for a Mistborn, you could increase several medals at once at a cost of 6 each. Same with a Keeper.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
As long
I
as you
thought
are
that-
investing in increased power rating, you can increase multiple medals at the same time.
I
Oh
don't have
shit,
the
then I'm
advancements for that.
definitely gonna do that. I'm definitely gonna advance 3 different medals.
I, on the other hand, am advancing my influence from 2 to 3. And I think it's also story appropriate because he was publicly seen to command an army during the
Yeah,
chaos.
that's what I'm going for. Things that are story appropriate.
Okay?
So he went from literally like the lowest possible thing that he could have to like, oh yeah, he's not.
I've heard of that
Complete
guy.
there.
He caused an old woman to faint in the street at the power of his voice.
I mean,
Truly a man to be feared.
do you think about it? I've doubled my physique since we started this game.
Well, that's good
From
because
1
you don't
to
want to have
2?
somebody walk
From
up to you
2
and
to
start,
4.
yeah, you don't want someone to walk up to you and start snapping in your face and for you to be like, and I pass out.
Yep.
I'm bumping up my zinc from 5 to 6.
So something I want to discuss in like the post game here, real quick. Is anyone interested in hemorrhagy in the future in any way? No.
It's something
Like,
that's gonna
not.
happen. If it happens,
makes
it would happen
sense
narratively.
story, then
I know
yeah.
Diedrich was like, "I'll take it as the sacrifice play," but since you literally have to buy it,
I mean,
Like,
it's
it
something
was-
you have to
yeah.
choose to do.
I
Right.
think that Odalise is the only one that would be actually willing to do what needs to be done to take a hemorrhagical
Right,
spike.
exactly, and she can't.
Diedrich
And
could easily get to the place where he would, but he's not there.
Yeah. If it makes sense in the story, then
I
yeah,
feel
I'm
like
okay
if
with
that's
them.
something you want, Odalise, then part of your goal for next mission should be talking to them about what they've seen and like getting some information about spiking. Good stuff.
okay,
what was the name of the Inquisitor that
Gotham.
Fiddle? No, the one that Fiddlestein said.
Marsh?
No, he was when I went and talked to him. He was like, "Oh, there's this new Inquisitor. Her name's whatever." But
Bloodhound.
I said
the
too much. I have to
Bloodhound.
go.
The Bloodhound.
Bloodhound. Cool.
I think at least
feel
one
like
person
there's-
caught the Risha venture.
I
think
did.
that's
I
Kelso.
caught that, and I'm like, did you mistake, or is Risha Mercer actually a venture?
yeah, I saw that or heard that.
I mean, there's things I've been
I made
wanting
a
to talk
face.
about for like 4 episodes. Basically, since
That's
Reckon
what
joined the
happens when you
show,
do a
but
sentence
no one
change.
showed any interest in learning about what happened in Urto.
I'm trying to.
Now you are.
I rolled-
Philistine is
The dice
a
didn't want me
fictional-
to, but I'm trying to.
This is some Adam Coble level 50 episodes to call back to episode 1 shit.
I'm gonna try it next time. I'm gonna be like,
Okay.
"Hey, we should go find Fiddlestein," and then I'm gonna be like, "Hey, remember what I asked about?" How
I
about
feel
now?
like maybe you should try somebody else. You can't keep
Might
going
be
to
able
the
to get a
same
new
well.
info
And
Fine. Find another informant. Can I
there's
find
some
an
nice
informant that
Terra
specializes in
stewards
stuff?
around in the Resistance. I'm sure you can talk to them.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my goal for next time: is find out
I
something
think
about Earth.
next time we definitely need to look at a new plan of action. You were like
Yes,
4/5
yeah, ours
is
is-
done.
yep.
All you need to do is contact the Resistance. So the Resistance plan is in place. You have some like choices here, like talking to Barrick, talking to Pulrashik, talking to Vedzin,
Yeah.
Talking to.
Can we do that stuff before we do a plan of action?
If you would like to.
It would probably help us come
I
up
feel like
with
we
an
should talk to
idea
them
for a
first
plan of
and then be
action.
like, okay, now that we told them what we did,
Yeah.
now that we have our
Get the
eggs in a
info,
basket,
and
let's
we use
count
that
them.
info to make a new plan of action. And that'll also help us because we take forever on plan of actions anyway.
I'm
Yeah.
curious, Odalise, is there any chance you're going to talk to... Oh, no, yeah, you did set up a meeting with Rakeen.
Yeah.
So
I
that'll
set up a
almost
meeting
certainly
with
be
him.
the opener for the next episode.
Yeah,
There's
cool.
going to be some bombs that I dropped right there at the opening.
Arthur, I'm also going to. So right now I'm trying to double play, like everybody, basically against my own will, unwillingly almost, as a trait would say.
Uh-huh.
So, like, my father is over the break. We're obviously going to discuss this whole attack on the Mattels thing, right? So, I'm going to basically cover my bases and tell him enough, what I already know, that if he found something out, I wouldn't be lying, but I'm also not telling too much. So I'm saying stuff like...
It sounds
they're-
like you're going to have to work out exactly what you're going to say over the
yeah, I will...
over the break. And
Yeah,
maybe
I
it's
can-
time to figure out just what loyalty you're going to come down on when the question drops.
Yeah, he doesn't have a super reason to be loyal to anybody right now? We'll have to figure this out.
Willette, you were not doing your job at seducing him properly.
She tried.
Supposed to seduce him to the dark side.
She. Aside from just being like, okay, now I'm naked, what up? I think she did her best.
Yeah, so let's talk about outros, I think.
Sure.
Is that a thing we're doing?
Yes.
All right, let's talk about
Sounds like we're
outros.
doing outros.
Yeah, let's start with Kelsa.
Hi, I'm Kelsa. I'm on the internet. You can find me at Kelsa on Twitter, here on Twitch /Kelsa Delphi, also on YouTube /Kelsa Delphi. I'm on also a lot of other people's shows. I usually tweet about it when I go on live. I also host anybody that I'm on. If you want to see more of me, those are ways that you can find me. This Sunday, the 18th of April, I'm going to be doing my Dresden Files game, which has been on a little bit of a hiatus, and I'm really excited to be going back to it. And of course, next weekend is PAX East. I'm planning on being there. So if you've seen this show and you see me there, then say hi. That'd be really cool.
All right. Let's talk about you, Sci-Fry Underscore.
Hey everybody, I'm Sci-Fry. I'm a aspiring Twitch streamer, not really doing much. You can find me at twitch.tv/Sci-Fry, twitter.com/Sci-Fry with an underscore. I do some things on the internet. I play some games sometimes, a whole bunch of games. New thing I'm doing on my Twitch channel is I'm going to start playing retro games because I really love them. I'm going to play some ones that I like, maybe ones that you haven't played before, like some really obscure PS1 games. I'm going to go ham on them. So be sure to tune in. I almost have 30 followers on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. There you
Hashtag
go.
on brand.
That
There's
kind
a-
of
you can just
desperation,
take
the
it,
audience
and you could
can
go
sense it.
and you could take that to the bank.
They can sense that desperation, man. Mistakes were made. Well, speaking of people who are desperately in love, Tuxtradamus.
Yep. I'm a lover, not a fighter, basically. Yeah, I'm Tuxtradamus. Thanks for watching, everybody. It was super fun. I always love Mistborn. I'm Tuxtradamus on all the places. Twitch, Twitters, not YouTube, because I'm not cool enough on YouTube yet. I'm here a lot. You can see me tomorrow back in Winter's Edge, and we're going to have to deal with a lot of stuff because a lot of stuff's been happening behind the scenes. It's going to be really fun, so you should come by and check it out and chat with us and watch us try to rule a budding nation kind of thing. And it's going to be super cool. And then you can find me Sunday over at twitch.tv/Swargula. Next week, we aren't doing too much because of PAX, because everybody's going to be gone, I believe. But yeah, we'll have to see we'll see what's going on. You can find me on my channel doing stuff probably. I have a City of Fog coming up next Tuesday. Not tomorrow because I have family stuff going on. But yeah, that's about it for me. Thanks again, everybody.
Oh, wreckage. Let's talk about you.
Yeah, I'm just as exasperated about it as you are. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Dr. Wreckage. I do this. I'll do it on your channel. I can also Game Master on your channel. I can Game Master on anybody's channel. Just ask, really.
But do you know how to Game Master Shadowrun 5th Edition?
No.
Yes.
No. No.
Shadowrun 5th isn't as bad
A
as you say.
mystery. It's a mystery.
Literally the worst system I have ever seen.
I mean,
would not go
so
that
much
far.
potential.
I've
In
seen
the
some
hands
really
of a talented
shitty
Game
systems.
Master.
Listen to
I
this
would use
motherfucker.
my wealth of experience as a Game Master to strongly advise against it, but the Twitch channel host is in charge, so he makes the decisions, the final say.
I don't know. Shadowrun 5 is the only one I've played, so you know.
I'm upset because I don't think anybody tweeted that thing that they were supposed to tweet so that we could make the Stardew Valley thing with
Some people
Eric
did.
Two people did.
I did.
Bulgaris.
I think
So-
Ursido did too.
There was like nobody in the chat, so I
Yeah, I
understand.
do agree with chat that the Matrix rules are the worst part of Shadowrun 5.
I'm
try to
excited
make
for
Shadowrun great
for
again.
more Mistborn in the future. Unfortunately, it is 2 Fridays from now, or a Friday and then another Friday, and that's barring any sort of conflicts that might come up while we're at PAX for other people on that Friday. You never know 2 weeks out. So, here's hoping, fingers crossed, that we're all back here. I will also be at PAX East. Me and Kelsey should probably do something to ensure that we get a chance to say hello. I mean, if you actually recognize me at PAX East and you're there, like, I'll give you $20. Like, whatever. Like, I can't even conceive the idea that someone would be like, Dr. Wreckage, I'm one of the 40 people between all of the channels that you do that watches.
Is like, well, they won't be able to recognize you in color.
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Like, he actually has like this aura of black and white that just follows him around.
I'll
Really?
cosplay as a noir character to PAX East with like the gray makeup that people do. So yeah, follow me on Twitter. If you want me to do this, I'll do it for you. Hey Arthur.
Yo.
Like, would you say that my services come recommended by you?
We need to talk about Edge of the Empire, bro. We'll talk.
All right. What a cutting dagger.
Please stop saying mean things about it.
I mean,
Stop
you're
saying-
on my show twice a week, so clearly you must have done something right. But
Or very wrong.
you realize I don't think you ever GM for me, bro.
Yeah, no. I'd willing to if you want a slot filled.
Yeah, bro.
If you ever need Shadowrun 5,
If you ever need whatever.
if you need to make a deal with the Shadowrun
Stop.
5 devil.
Stop.
So what about your outro, Arthur?
Yeah.
I mean,
How you doing?
follow the channel, subscribe on YouTube, watch the show more. There's a ton of other shows that I do. Consider watching them. Winter's Edge is pretty hot right now. Dr. Damas is on that. That's Saturday,
Tomorrow.
so tomorrow night. After this game, I'll be shutting the stream down for like 2 minutes, and then we'll be starting up again to play Overwatch. And
Yes.
I guess, Tux, if you want to join me,
Yes.
do it.
Let's do it.
I'm going to try to see if I can wrangle up Eric and Trist and a whole bunch of other people.
I
I'll
also have
open Discord
Overwatch if
that
you're looking
shit,
at
so
people.
if you want to join, just type exclamation Discord in the chat and hop in the voice channel.
If you follow me on Twitter, you will know my sadness as I get a little box that says Overwatch is not available on Mac.
Oh.
Butts. Total butts.
I mean, it's a Mac, though.
All right, so we'll be
Okay.
back in 2 weeks for some more spoiler-heavy episodes where we find out just what's going on, and can we get Odalise to spike herself?
2 weeks.
Beautiful.
You can use that time to catch up on all the VODs over at youtube.com/apgamingreel. Watch them. Watch them on the toilet. Watch them with the family. Fun for the whole family and fun for the whole.
Yeah.
Dogs.
Watch the sexiest RPG on Twitch with your family.
It's not that sexy.
Thank you.
I mean,
It's
We
incredibly
need to
sexy.
talk to you guys about how to like sell the show.
Incredibly sexy.
We got 2 weeks. We'll talk
What?
about it. Okay.
It's like you can listen to the VODs on the toilet. What
Make
more
sure-
appeal do you need?
If you're on
Hashtag on brand.
YouTube, make sure you voted on the straw.
Hashtag
poll.
on brand,
That's what
hashtag
I'll
on
say.
toilet.
Jesus. We'll be back in like 2 minutes. Enjoy the break.